With Blue Link Plus, you can access your Hyundai Tucson Limited remotely. Doors unlocked, temperature set, lost car found.
There it is.
Get complimentary class-leading Blue Link Plus. Call 562-314-4603 for complete details.
The following is a GoPowerCat.com and Spirit Street production. You've discovered your link to GoPowerCat.com's PowerCat Overtime podcast, presented by Fridge Wholesale Liquor, and it starts right now. Now, let's go to the WTC Gig-Powered Studios. Here's your host, GoPowerCat.com publisher, Tim Fitzgerald.
Welcome to an overtime. Friday has arrived in your work week. Woo! We hope. We hope you didn't get to Thursday and you woke up and it was Tuesday. That would be weird.
How did that? What?
That would just throw me off because it shouldn't happen. Tim Fitzgerald.
Do places get Valentine's Day off?
They should.
They don't, though,
They
right?
don't. No.
No, that's where you get Valentine's Day grams sent to the office so you can consume them.
Like, banks are weird. I never know what days banks get off. You know, it could be different.
I think on Monday it's Washington's birthday.
I'm going to try this again. Tim Fitzgerald, Riley Gates, Zach Carlson in the WTC Geek Powered Studios. We're sponsored by The Fridge. They don't take a day off for Valentine's Day. Why do you? Hey, if you need something to buy your loved one on Valentine's Day, nothing says I love you than a bottle of Kentucky Deluxe.
That's not right.
Nothing says I love you like a bottle. You know what I meant. Folks, you know what I meant. Go get some KD for your honey. I tried too hard.
As one that has consumed Kentucky Deluxe before, I don't suggest getting your significant other Kentucky Deluxe.
And hey, get off that bar!
Kentucky Deluxe.
I would suggest doing something that shows you actually care about your significant other.
Get them water.
That's better than KD. And they sell that at the Fridge.
Let's be
At
honest.
the corner of Claflin and West.
Fellers, if you are in a relationship, there's probably a great deal of regret on the part of your female companion.
He's right. Do you know that?
Get her Kentucky Deluxe. Make her regret something else than you.
On the corner of Claflin and Westport.
I'm here for the KD.
Oof.
It's the worst whiskey, bourbon, whatever it is.
No, it's not. Northern Lights.
Northern Lights. I've never heard of it.
That's what they serve at Bars and Hayes, and it tastes awful.
What the hell is Northern Lights whiskey?
Exactly.
What are we reviewing this week? Northern Lights!
That's an encouraging face you just made right there.
Yeah.
Makes me really excited to try it.
You should be excited. Alright, so it is definitely not good by any means.
It's not great.
That just proves to you guys on this Valentine's Day, it can always get worse.
Yep.
Go to the Fridge. Horrible advertisement for them. But they still love us. Overtime, you ask, we answer. Doesn't matter what it is. Well, it does matter. We're not going to talk about some stuff. Or would we? Let's find out. Here's Zach.
From I Like Pickles Cat. Based solely on the physical trophy and not accounting for prestige/history, what trophy or physical award is best? And it could be from music, TV and film, sports, science, military, writing, etc.
Crap, I had one.
I know mine. Masters Green Jacket.
Ooh.
But is that technically the trophy? Because they get a trophy.
And they don't get to keep the green
Based
jacket.
solely, he says what he said. He said what trophy or physical award? It is a physical award.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm just saying they have two. I'm saying they have two.
But nobody carries their master's trophy to a bar. You wear your green jacket out to Tubby's.
Your fake green jacket, because you don't get to take the real one with you.
You get to take the real one with you
for 1 year.
Yeah, for your first year
and then
as
you return
champion.
it.
Mine would come back with spaghetti sauce all over it.
Dang it, I had one earlier. Now I can't.
Yours would not have spaghetti sauce on it.
No. Unless it's marinara.
Mine's the Oscars. And I've already got my speech ready for the Oscars. I mean, some guy from some country just made a film about something and won the Best Picture. I feel like it's open to me, too. I'll be happy like that. I got to watch that movie.
If you won an Oscar?
Oh, man. I'd give the best speech ever. There'd be no politics in it, and it would just be me sobbing for 45 seconds.
That's not a good speech at all.
It'd be memorable.
I want it I don't necessarily think the Stanley Cup, but I think the premise of the Stanley Cup, whereas there's only one.
You're just like a trophy you can drink.
But you're not accounting for the prestige and history. You can't account for it.
You just want a trophy you can drink out of.
But so it's just the physical shape of the trophy?
Yeah, like the award, not based on.
But it's not necessarily, I wouldn't say the prestige of the Stanley Cup. It's just the fact that it's the
giant,
only one. And it travels. If you win it this year, you get it. If I win it, I get it. It's like fantasy football.
What fantasy football do you play?
We have a trophy.
You should play the fantasy football where the loser has to get a tattoo. That's playing for keeps.
I saw someone at K-State the other day. They lost their fantasy football league, and they had to stand. You know that intersection right there by the business building where kids just slap the button and start walking across the street?
Yeah.
Somebody had to stand there in a dress and hold a sign that said, "I suck at fantasy football."
That's nice.
See, that was funny the first time, like 10 years ago, when somebody did that and posted it to the internet. Now it's just like, try harder.
My friend's league, they had to take the ACT, and then
see, that's funny.
And then there was that viral Twitter thread about the guy that had to just sit in a Waffle House for 24 hours, but every waffle you eat knocks down the hours that you have to be in there. So you eat 24 waffles, you get to leave.
That's awesome.
And this guy was live tweeting his experience in Waffle House, and he was just miserable. He was in so much pain.
It would suck either way.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. I think the most brilliant bet I've ever heard of was two friends of mine, who I won't mention them because they're both prominent business people here in town. They bet on a baseball game, and the loser had to go to the convenience store. That's now now it's Jeff's Pizza, but it used to be
Dara's Fast Lane.
Yeah, but it was back in the day when you could buy porn videos there and porn magazines. They had to go to the counter with a porn magazine, a bottle of lotion, and pay for it, and then ask for the key to the bathroom. Greatest bet ever. Oscar. Because, think about it, what other trophy out there comes with a crotch bump?
What did he say?
Okay.
Here we go.
From On Your Mark, Set, Spin. I think that's a new one. I don't think I've ever said that before. Welcome.
At least to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast. I once heard Snyder ban the color red, even clothing, from the locker room in honor of Nebraska. What color would Coach Kleiman want to ban from the locker room?
That's a good question.
I don't think Coach gets caught up in that.
He didn't lose to anybody in North Dakota State, so.
You know what he should ban?
What?
Everybody wearing Adidas.
Yeah.
All over the...
Yeah.
All the players.
Look, when Coach Snyder was here, players had to come into media in pants and their Power Cat blazer thing, or a nice polo or whatever it was. Just a little bit different at times. Chris Kleiman allows his players to be comfortable, which I respect. It's great. You know what? You don't need to put on a tie to come to media. I don't need to see that. But I do need to see you not in Adidas slides and sweats.
I would agree. There shouldn't be any other brand being worn in a media situation than Nike. I mean they literally pay
on camera.
Right. That should never happen. But I think he's gone too far the other way. Throw on a shirt. Even the day that Trey Deshawn was in jorts and slides, he had on a Power Cat shirt, if I remember.
So you're okay with like what Will Howard wore, like the cat shirt that the players get,
right?
Just
right. That's what shows on camera. I mean, that's what you're going to see. I don't think you'd ban a color.
It'd be blue and yellow for South Dakota State.
Yeah, I mean,
but there's nobody in the Big 12 that.
If there would be one, it'd be blue because of KU. But You can't ban blue.
Blue's a neutral color.
What is KU's
blue?
Yeah, okay, so KU's color's blue, right? Like that's their purple. Why is it that when you wear a blue T-shirt, people are like, "Oh, KU"?
Because Kellis did it once on Press Row. People got upset.
The thing about KU is that blue is their main color, but it's blue and red. Like you kind of have to wear both to be resembling KU at all. K-State, you could just wear purple, and someone's like, "Why are you wearing purple? You a K-State guy?" So I don't like it when people get mad at me for wearing blue. It's not a KU color. It's just one of their colors.
If you think about it, KU technically, what color do we want? Every color. We'll take the 3 primary colors, and then that covers everything by mixing them. That's so KU. You could not wear red in the football complex. He would even give a member of the media the stink eye if you wore red. Thus, I realized on Super Bowl Sunday, I had no red. I couldn't wear red to the grocery store. Why are you wearing red? I'm a Chiefs fan. Oh, it's Nebraska colors. That's how adamant fans had become about it. I've told this story over and over. One day I wore red and blue, and I got questioned about it. And it was a red, white, and blue tie-dye shirt on the 4th of July. And someone didn't see America. They saw KU.
In recognizing a communist, physical appearance counts for nothing. If he openly declares himself to be a communist, we take his word for it.
People get a little crazy. I'm glad he doesn't ban a color, but you could not wear red, and the irony that his own son almost took a job at Nebraska was not lost upon me.
One time, Katie wore red to one of the first press conferences she went to, and I was like, you can't wear that in here. She's like, what? Like, yeah, red's kind of a no-go. She didn't believe me, and I'm like, yo, Fitz. Fitz is like, yeah.
I remember I texted Fitz. It was one of my first football games. They played like Oklahoma or Iowa State or somebody red. And I asked, because like I had heard the red story and I knew it was a thing, but I was like, I don't know if it's still a thing because this was like 2015. So I was like, this is still like a thing. Fitz was like, I mean, yeah, kind of. He goes, but don't wear red. And I was like, so he's pretty sensitive about it. And he's like, well, they're playing a red team, so don't wear red. And I was like, you make a good point. You got me there.
Bill Snyder, doing the work of Visine for 20-plus years.
From Wildcat Engineer, with Bob Knight finally coming back to Indiana, do you have any good Bob Knight stories?
I didn't know if you did.
Yeah, I do, actually. Bob Knight, there's no other way to say it, was
yeah.
To everyone.
Yeah.
People swear by him, he's such a good man, he sent me a card. I say, okay, cool. But for the most part, Bob was a jerk to everyone. Bob has to dominate people to feel like he's a badass.
Let me answer that. That is an absolute crock of you people in the news media, all of you dwell on some negative piece of like that. And I don't know how Steve feels about it, but it just and you don't have to bleep one single word of this.
He's not someone that just yells at his players. He needs to, in every setting, he needs to be the alpha, which I think is a sign of insecurity. But if you had a phone that rang during a Bob Knight press conference, he would, in all likelihood, light you up. Right?
Yeah.
It's his moment. What are you doing? Turn your damn phone off. One day, post-game, Bob Knight had done the color on the game for ESPN. Boy, he sucked at that. And I don't remember what coach is in there, and a phone starts ringing. Because, people put their phones up there now for tape recorders. But you always mute it, and a phone starts ringing. And as the press conference ends, everyone picks up their device, and that phone is still sitting there. Bob Knight walks into the media area, said, hey, I left my phone in here from our pregame meeting. Bob Knight's phone had been in there the entire time, on ring. He forgot. Innocent mistake. But if someone had made the same innocent mistake to him, he would have mother effed him on camera. Not a good dude at all. I don't know.
I took a picture. It was the 2011 game against KU where Jake went off. And Bob Huggins. Bob Knight was on the color for that game. Him and Brent Musburger. What a crew, by the way.
Wow.
And there's like a line of pictures of people waiting to take pictures with him, and took a picture with him. And as you do in pictures, you don't really see the other person until you look at the picture. So we got back up to our seats, looking at the picture, and Bob was not smiling in the picture. He wasn't even straight-faced in the picture. He was frowning in this picture.
Of course he was.
I have it on my Facebook still.
Of course he was. Other good story, and this might go back more to something Engineer remembers when Indiana came to Ahern Fieldhouse, and Bob Knight literally in a timeout walked out of his huddle and threw his clipboard down because his team couldn't hear him. It was a timeout in the game, and the crowd was so loud in that building that he couldn't communicate to his own players. In a timeout.
They weren't playing Name That Emoji?
Yeah, exactly.
At the timeout?
Exactly.
From KSU Cat 80, we got a rapid fire around here.
Oh, here we go.
Which do you prefer, caucus or primary?
Excuse me?
Don't care.
Oh, caucus. I'm sorry. Primary.
Yeah, primary.
Caucuses are too confusing. You got to show up. I know.
What's weird is I remember doing the Kansas primary a couple of years, 2016, and it wasn't like the one in Iowa. You just walk in, I voted, and I left.
The caucus?
Yeah.
We had a caucus.
You said primary.
Yeah. Did I say primary?
You said primary.
A caucus? I don't ever have a caucus here.
Jeez.
Watch out for that.
Good one.
Bob Knight's going to yell at me for dropping my phone. Aggieville or downtown?
Aggieville.
I love downtown, but Aggieville's badass.
Beer, wine, or liquor? Beer.
Liquor.
Not wine.
Only whiskey.
Marcus Watts, you're a wine person. Get your crap together.
Oh, of course he is.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
I'm allergic to cats.
That is, no offense to the cat owners out there.
My name is Margot, and I am proud to say that I am a cat lady. I think that cats are the most beautiful animal in the world. One day it was out, and Bongo just happened to walk across it and played this beautiful music. And now she plays it more than I do. She's very good, isn't she?
But I do mean to offend you. I don't trust you. That's like I remember interviewing an employee years ago. I just looked at him and said, "Dogs or cats? Dogs. Okay, you're right." I mean, I already knew the person. I don't trust you. If you're a cat person, you're up to something because your cat's up to something, and you endorse that. Dogs are like, "Hi, I'm dog." Cats are like, I don't want to do that.
Well, how'd you hire Fritz then?
I didn't know. He came to the cat community after, and then he named his cat Willie. You can't be mad at a cat named Willie. Like Willie was always up to something.
Rapid fire, quote unquote.
Rural or city?
Rural.
Rural. In between.
Suburbs.
Not even. No, that'd be my last choice.
Probably rural.
That literally suburbs would be my last choice because suburbia is depressing to me. Houses all start to look the same. It sprawls out, and here's your little area with a strip mall. And it just all kind of blends together.
Oh, Frisco, Texas isn't your place?
Well, Frisco's a little different because it is all really nice. But I bet you all the planned developments, all the houses kind of look the same.
Oh, they do.
That's depressing to me. That's really depressing. I would pick rural, but not in the middle of Montana. Does that make sense? Like, I would love to live in Council Grove. I just said that on Facebook. I think Council Grove's a cool city, but I can get to the Manhattan airport in less than an hour.
What would you consider Manhattan then?
Rural.
It's not rural, but it's not city.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's between.
Well, but if you're a city person, this is rural. It's really
fair.
Nice.
But if you're rural, this is a city.
Yeah.
You know, so
there's a reason I live in Manhattan, Kansas. Manhattan.
Police or fire?
Oh, fire.
Fire.
They only show up when you really need them.
Fire.
They don't show up because your music's too loud and then set your house on fire to have a reason to be there. Like, we showed up because the music's too loud. By the way, we're going to come in and search your house. I'm going to pull you over for a traffic stop because you were going 6 miles over the speed limit. And then visually search your car for anything else I can arrest you for. It's not like fire just shows up and said, hey, you know what? Your house might smell like smoke, so I'm going to come in, see if I could set something on fire.
Oscar or Emmy?
Oh, Oscar.
Is the Emmy the music one?
Yes.
TV.
Then Oscar.
Oh, no, sorry. Emmy is TV.
Oh.
Grammy is music.
Okay. Oscar.
Tony's theater.
I get confused. There's too many.
Paper or digital?
Digital.
I'm now digital.
Digital.
That said the former magazine publisher.
I actually like reading a newspaper.
You are out of control.
I don't like... I mean, yes, I'm on my phone all the time, but if I have the opportunity to read a newspaper, I'll do it.
Interesting.
I like it. Audio or visual?
That's pretty much a tie for me.
Yeah, each one has its pros and cons.
Depends on what.
If I'm on a plane, I much rather just listen to music than try to watch something, unless it's a really long plane.
And I'm the opposite. I need to watch something on the plane because I can't just listen to music and look around the plane.
I'll go visual. Radio or TV? TV.
Dude, your wallet's on the floor too. What's gone wrong with
you? It's a yard sale.
Your phone's on the floor. Your wallet's on the floor. Man, TV.
And then last one is write or announce.
Write.
I don't know what
be a writer or an announcer.
Okay, I'd rather be an announcer.
I think I've grown very comfortable in this media format. I like to write, but I kind of write like I do this podcast. I don't go into it with a plan. I just start spouting off.
It's just easier for me to tell the whole story in writing.
You can go back and edit it and say, well, I should add this. It bothers me when someone says, well, how about this? Well, I'm sorry. I didn't take complete notes and go back and edit it. I didn't get every word right. It was a spontaneous expression of my thoughts.
If I can tell the story in 600 words, I'll do it. And if I need 1,100 words, I can do that too. Also, we're really bad at rapid fire.
But, rapid fire are really bad questions. You have opinions that are more nuanced than...
Fair enough.
That was the last one on rapid fire?
That was the last rapid fire one.
Oh, good. That was too much stress.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promo rate for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month. Slows full terms at mintmobile.com.
Selling a little or a lot? Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage, to the first real-life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit 1 million orders stage. Shopify is here to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell everywhere. From their all-in-one e-commerce platform to their in-person POS system. Wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout. 15% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms. And sell more with less effort thanks to Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the US. And Shopify is the global force behind Allbirds, Rothy's, and Brooklinen, and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries. Plus, Shopify's award-winning 24/7 help is there to support your success every step of the way. Because businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast.
From Chris66204,
who brought it this week.
Yeah.
You lose one of your 5 senses, but one of the remaining senses gets heightened / more sensitive by a factor of 2. Which sense do you give up, and which sense do you increase?
So it's sight, smell, touch, taste, hear?
Yes.
And fly.
No.
That is not a sense.
Okay.
He lives inside of his own heart.
So you lose one and you double the other, or double one of the others.
Double one of the others.
Do we get to pick which one we lose?
I would lose. Yeah. I would lose my touch and double the sight.
So you're completely numb. You were numb.
Oh,
you'd have problems walking.
Oh, I thought it was just like I can't feel that.
No.
Okay, then I take it back. I remove smell and improve sight.
Here's the thing you don't understand about that: if you lose smell, you lose taste.
Guys, you have to lose something here.
I understand exactly what you're saying, but what I was going to say is I would lose smell if I still was able to taste.
Yeah,
if they're completely. I understand that's not how the human body works.
But smell and taste are different. They are
two different sensations.
I would lose taste, then I wouldn't enjoy eating as much. I would lose weight, and I would double my sense of fly.
Oh, he can fly. Well, he can fly 2 times better.
I'd be really good at flying.
Flying is flying fits.
Give up scent. My eyesight's really bad. I don't think doubling it would help.
That's the only reason I went with doubling
seriously,
it.
I would double my eyesight.
Hey,
where's Riley? He's in with me. He's right over there.
I just want to be able to wake up and not put contacts in.
Yeah.
Like, even if I halved my prescription, it would still be worse than most people.
I think he's blind.
2 times isn't enough. So I'd probably go hearing and just keep wearing the contacts.
Zach shoots video, too, by the way.
Yeah.
Another one from Chris66204. Tell the story of the first time you drank so much you got sick.
Oh, man. This is a
good one.
So I bet yours is better so I'll go first. My senior year of high school, my 2 best friends from high school were freshmen in college here. So after football season ended, I came up and visited them. After basketball season, I came up and visited them, spent a weekend, had some fun, as one does when they're 18. After basketball season, I came up, and we went into my friend's dorm for a while. So one of my friends was in the dorms, one of my friends was in Beta Theta Pi. He goes, hey, we got this joint party with Lambda Chi tonight.
They get sat around and smoke joints?
Yo, that's what I'm talking about, man.
No.
Oh,
what about a blunt party?
Yeah, blunt party.
Have you heard of one of those?
How about a bowl party?
It was not that. Anyways, so he goes, we got this joint party. You guys can come over at about 10 or so to the Lambda Chi house, and you're on the list of this party. I was like, awesome, college party.
Riley dressed up as a Jamaican.
Run the tune, man.
Are you done making? You got any other weed jokes you want to make? So we're in the dorms. We're drinking in the dorms, and as the saying goes,
hold on, you were drinking in the dorms.
Beer before liquor, never sicker, right? So we're drinking beer in the dorms. We go to this joint party at 10.
Welcome to Jamaica, man.
And I don't know how many people out there have been to frat parties in their lives.
Not me.
But one of the things that was a thing, at least when I went to this frat party, is these big ass got jug coolers full of God knows what. And there was a lot of liquor in this one. And I did not know self-control at this time. And so I slammed about 3 cups in 30 minutes. And it got to a point where I was sitting on the floor in this party. I was not well. I was taken outside. I was put into the back end of my friend's pickup, which was outside, while they went back into the party. And I woke up. I didn't wake up and go, oh, no, I have to throw up. I woke up while I was throwing up over the edge of this pickup. I didn't know what was happening. And then the next morning, I woke up in the sleeping dorms of the Beta house.
Okay, I'm back.
Zach?
It was junior year of college. I didn't really drink much before I turned 21. And even after I turned 20, I really don't drink that much. I don't drink that much. But it's like spring semester. And
did you fall in a river?
No, I didn't fall. We're in Manhattan. We're in Aggieville. Thirsty Thursday. We have a nice little Thirsty Thursday. Meet up with somebody. He's like, hey, bars are closed. Let's go to an after hours. And there's a bunch of people at this after hours in like the tall, before the Bluemont was built, you know, the condos just to the north of Aggieville. Go in there. And there's a bag of wine. And I had never played Slap the Bag before.
Oh, no.
You don't know what slap the bag is. You literally slap a bag of wine so it surges into you.
Yeah. Slap the bag.
Play Slap the Bag while learning geometry. Play Slap the Bag while chainsawing a tree. Play Slap the Bag while taking a selfie. Raise the flag. Slap the Bag.
I slapped it a few times and went home, woke up in the morning, chugged a purple Powerade, and then proceeded to throw it up. And what's funny is I had this long streak of never throwing up since like 5th grade. So it's been like 10 years since the last time I had thrown up, and I was trying to keep that a thing. I hate throwing up. It's not fun. Yeah. I lost the streak, and I've never drank a purple Powerade since.
Throwing up from alcohol is a gift. If you can do that, I know it sucks, but you purge yourself. It doesn't then run through your system. I don't throw up very often. I remember, I think it was the summer between my freshman and sophomore years, maybe sophomore. I don't know. I was staying at my sister's apartment because she was getting her master's and she was somewhere, I don't know. And I was at Westchester, which at the time was the end of town. It was literally built out nowhere. You were way out there when you lived in Westchester, way out there. And we had drank at a pool party or something around the complex, and I went to bed. And I wasn't as experienced a drinker as I later became. Let's be honest. If esports was D sports for drinking, I would have been a professional.
What did he say?
But I digress. So I drank so much, I got up in the middle of the night to throw up, and I had to crawl to the bathroom, but I couldn't crawl. I was so drunk, I was tipping over crawling.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
It was the worst feeling ever.
Can you say D sports again?
I know. That's why I added it drinking immediately. I said it and thought, oh, that does exist. It's just not something we can talk about.
That was like Frank the other day saying he put his hands on balls.
New York guys put some hands on balls.
Oh, I'm going to be in trouble on that one.
Go team.
From Adam K63, what is your favorite soup?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
It's
pretty
been a long time
easy.
since we got a good soup question.
Cheeseburger soup for me.
Wow.
You ever had it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So cheeseburger soup. Close second was
I typically have the version of it that doesn't have the soup.
So just the cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Cheeseburger soup is my favorite. The number 2 was I'm not like one of those people that's like, oh, keto diet type thing. But one of my Facebook friends shared a keto soup one day. And it was a queso soup. Keto queso soup.
So queso and then some pico and then
I mean it was
spoon soup. And eat it.
There was no queso. I mean, I don't remember what was all in it, but it was really good. But still cheeseburger soup.
I'll go baked potato soup or chili. Do you count chili as a soup?
No,
yeah,
I don't.
What do you call it then? What is chili?
It's its own thing, like a stew. Like if you have stew, it's not soup.
Sure,
but what constitutes a stew?
Liquid. Soups are soups, man. They're mostly liquid.
Are you using the word to define the word?
No, a soup is predominantly liquid. Stews and chilies are not predominantly liquid.
So you're saying there's a ratio?
Yeah, it's science. Trust me.
But I'd say baked potato soup is pretty.
I would say cheeseburger soup is pretty. I mean, it's got potato chunks.
I mean, I like clam chowder a
and
lot, and it's cream based, basically. Anyhow, my favorite is a homemade chicken noodle. And if you don't understand what I mean, go order chicken noodle at the chef, and you'll know exactly what I mean. Because that is a best chicken noodle soup. When they got it in just perfect, it's so good. I miss you, Chef.
Is it bad that the chicken noodle soup at my school, when we would have it, like, I disliked it so much that I preferred eating it out of a Campbell's can, like Campbell's chicken noodle soup over school?
I think Campbell's chicken noodle soup is pretty good.
Yeah.
I wanted to get sick so I could eat Campbell's chicken noodle soup.
I always keep about 2 to 4 cans of that at home just for that purpose. Or Nuclear Holocaust.
Chicken noodle's pretty good. Enchilada's not bad either. Chicken enchiladas.
Ooh, I've never had that before. You should make it for us.
I can't make that. We can go to Chili's and get some. Next question is from StatCat. If you had to choose one type of food to eat every day for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Cheeseburgers.
Hamburger.
It's very... You can't, like, I don't remember the last time I went and had a cheeseburger and was like, wow, that is a bad cheeseburger. Now, there's cheeseburgers that you can eat and go, it's not very good. But at the end of the day, it's a cheeseburger. Even if you get it from a school cafeteria, it's pretty tough to mess up. So no matter where you get it from, you're going to know, I got a decent meal right here.
If I had to go one type of food, maybe pizza,
that's my answer.
Because you can mix it up. You can go to AJ's and get you a nice New York style pizza, or you're up in Chicago and you want to go to Gino's East and get a big old deep dish, and it's 2 different experiences.
Can I be honest with you? Yeah. I think pizza in this situation, if you say pizza, I think you have to stick with one flavor. If you want a pepperoni pizza, that's fine, but you're only eating pepperoni pizza.
I didn't say flavor. I just said different thicknesses.
But you could have different
textures.
You wouldn't eat the same hamburger every place. You'd go to different places.
But I didn't say it had to be from one pizza place. I'm saying if you got a Papa John's pepperoni pizza, that's fine. But if you get Pizza Hut pizza, it also has to be pepperoni.
It says type of food. Yeah. It doesn't matter what's on it. A pizza is a pizza. Football is football.
So you can go to McDonald's and get a Big Mac or a cheeseburger.
No, cheeseburger, not a Big Mac. A cheeseburger.
But a Big Mac is a cheeseburger. A square is not a rectangle. No, I don't know.
I'm so damn confused.
A square is a rectangle.
I would not consider Big Mac in my cheeseburger category.
Then what is it?
I still answer pizza.
Fair enough.
Still answer pizza because it'd have sausage on it. See a trend going here, don't you? It'd have sausage on it. Then I can have for breakfast. I get sausage for breakfast or dinner.
Fair enough.
My real answer is lasagna.
God.
Oh, not again.
What a dork.
No, because I'm still eating Super Bowl lasagna.
Dude.
Throw it out.
No.
It's over a week old.
It's okay.
It's dry.
It was to start with. Love you, honey. She was really not happy with me from last week's podcast.
She listens?
Yeah, she listens.
Oh, no.
Hi, Becky.
It's not good.
Well, that was another in a long series of regrettable life choices.
From Chris66204, which U.S. state's shape do you find most aesthetically pleasing?
What a great question.
That's a great question.
This is the overtime. This is what the overtime is made of. Amazing.
Can we start with the one that I don't find aesthetically pleasing, that bothers me?
Sure.
Oklahoma.
Oh.
Oklahoma.
Zach's so sad.
Oklahoma.
Oh.
Like, this is where we are. Oh, yeah. This little strip of land is us, too.
I love me a good panhandle.
You're so biased. You're so biased. There's no question in my mind.
What?
The most aesthetically pleasing looking state is West Virginia.
Really?
It's fun.
What?
It's fun.
Let's venture down this road.
Look at it.
Okay, what? I'm looking at it.
It doesn't. It's not like, okay. You can. I think you can look at this question one of two ways. Is it? Oh wow, that fits in there well. That is a nice clean shape. A Colorado, a Wyoming, a North Dakota. Squares. That's what they are. But West Virginia, you never know what's going on with that state. It does something different every inch of that state.
Interesting.
It's fun. It doesn't necessarily belong in the map. I mean, if you were doing a puzzle, right, and you didn't know what the United States looked like, and you got Colorado and Wyoming, you'd be like, okay, well, no, these are going to be pretty easy to put in here. And then you pulled West Virginia out of the box, you'd be like, where in the hell is this thing going to go? I don't know, but let's find out. West Virginia is a fun state.
Okay. Zach, you got a fun
I would also
state?
accept Michigan because it is 2 pieces.
Actually, that's frustrating.
Why
man.
do they have the second piece? Shouldn't the Upper Peninsula just belong to Wisconsin?
But then Wisconsin would look kind of weird. It looks like a...
Oh, yeah. Wisconsin, if that was what Wisconsin looked like, I would hate it. I would want to blow up Wisconsin.
I think Wisconsin was like, hey, Michigan, please help
it.
us out. We can't look like a loser. I really like geography. All of the states are unique in their own way that make them special. But I love fried foods, and Oklahoma looks like a frying pan. I love me a good fry.
Can we crap on Kansas for a little bit?
That's fine.
It's like a lot of other states were boring. North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming, Colorado. Squares. Kansas was like, oh, yeah, guys, all right, we got the memo. Rectangles or squares, right? No, you guys can be anything you want. Oh,
Missouri, would you like a little nibble in our state?
Well, why don't you just take a little bit out of the corner, and then we can argue about who the Chiefs belong to.
Man. I was born in Florida. Let's be honest.
You were born in Florida? Mm-hmm.
Florida looks a little bit like you wandered into the sauna and a bunch of old men are in there.
Oh, man, probably going to get some letters about that, huh?
I don't.
Florida is the manhood of America. It's just hanging out there.
Oh,
man.
my God.
It's just dangling there saying, hey, Caribbean, hey, Cuba, look at me.
Oh, no.
I'm here. Because I think Florida is a metaphor for America.
Metaphor?
Yeah, let's go with me on this. Well, I'm rolling. We'll stick it to you if you mess with us. And plus, it's pretty.
My other answer would have been New Hampshire and Vermont because of how they complement each other.
Yeah,
Vermont is one way, New Hampshire is the other way. They're the same states flipped.
They don't complement each other. They
Yes,
should
they
be
do.
one freaking state.
Yes, no.
Wouldn't it just be a weird rectangle fits?
Is that not cool how Vermont and New Hampshire, the same state, just flipped?
They literally, like, look
It's
at
the same
that.
state.
That's cool.
And when
But
you were a
it should
kid,
be one state.
and when you were a kid in grade school and you had to fill out the states on the map, how did you know Vermont? You could draw a V in it.
I mean, God, people. Delaware should be part of something else, and Vermont and New Hampshire should be all one state. Now they want to combine the Dakotas into a giant block of frozen tundra.
But then California's going to get split into Lincoln.
Ugh.
Into what?
That's a proposed, like, if California splits, like the northern part, I think that one of the proposed names was Lincoln.
Why Lincoln?
Because Washington.
Oh, God. Why do we skip the other presidents in between those two? There's plenty of other options. Let's call it Jackson.
Jackson's not too popular.
Here's Jefferson.
What a great question.
Eisenhower.
We don't need that.
Kennedy. Last question of the podcast. This is also from Chris66204. What is the scariest moment of your life? And he's not counting. Tim, you have cancer.
I can top it easy.
I saw your post, so I wanted. I don't. This is one of those questions that it's tough to really answer. There was probably the most scared I've ever been. I got two. Number one was my fault. Got in a little bit of trouble with the RCPD in college. May or may not have been consuming alcohol at an illegal age and may or may not have been caught. I cannot confirm or deny this.
May not have tweeted the bar.
That was a different night.
That was a different night. Same place, though.
Yeah, different night, though. Different night.
Ballard Sporting Goods.
Just speaking to a police officer as he's writing you a ticket for one of those incidences is not great.
How many instances does he have in there?
I did stutter there, didn't I? The other one...
Sir, have you been drinking today? And are you 20?
The other one was, I was probably... like 9 or 10. I can't even remember how old I was. I was young. We were at a high school basketball game, and this was back when they still had payphones in schools, which was a thing apparently.
You had a payphone at your school?
No, this is a different school.
Oh.
We didn't have a payphone.
We had steel, like, prison phones, but they were free.
Yeah, like with the black handle.
Yep.
Yeah, so this was at this school. We were at a basketball game, and we were kind of messing around in the hallway, walking around. I saw this payphone, and I'm like, well, you can't dial, obviously, without paying for it. So we dialed 911 as a joke, like, oh, it'd be so funny. It calls 911 without paying.
Wow.
And we were like, I hear it on, 911, what is your emergency? And I slammed it shut. We ran into the gym. Cops showed up.
Yeah.
And, these people picked us out of the crowd. They knew exactly who did it. So, the cop came up and talked to us about it, and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. This is not me. I was so scared. Didn't do anything wrong. It was a complete accident.
So you're scared is you're afraid of the police?
Just when I get in trouble.
Okay.
Well, quit doing bad things.
Right. Zach?
I don't know if it's I can't really think of anything that's, scary. I think of the ghost at the old office and the time I was in Fitz's office working on something and I see him out of the corner of my eye and I'm like, I gotta go. And Fitz is like, yeah, just finished in the morning, no big deal. But as far as something life-threatening maybe, I was in the Boundary Waters in Minnesota on a canoe trip in Scouts when I was in high school. And we're in Middle Canoes.
That's right, a canoe trip.
In the middle of this lake, and a thunderstorm pops up.
Not good.
So we have to book it out of the water in our metal canoes to a campsite where we just set up camp. We'd still need it. We were behind a little bit. We needed to catch up, a couple more portages or so. But this thunderstorm comes out, and we just have to park it. And we're just sitting there while this thunder lightning out on this lake, just kind of scary. I didn't really ever feel like I was in terrible danger, but when you look back, you're like, yeah, it's out in the wilderness. You're kind of exposed there.
I feel like we're ending the podcast on a bad note with my story.
I kind of thought it might be a funny story.
No, it's not a funny story.
Oh.
I was in my early 20s. I was suffering from repeated migraines. So I went to the hospital to get a CT scan. My doctor sent me to the hospital for a CT scan. I'm not allergic to anything. I'm kind of allergic to green peppers. It sets my stomach off, not anything. Turns out I'm deadly allergic to iodine contrast dyes. And I wear a medical alert now around my neck. If you ever wonder what this silly black necklace is, it's medical alert because now with my current situation, he alluded to my cancer, I have to get scans and they can't put that on me. So if I ever had a situation where I wasn't responsive and they gave me a scan that'd kill me, they didn't know about it. So I didn't know, and it hit me so fast. I laid down, they put the IV in my arm, and then they pushed me into the scanner. And before I was even in there, I was having a reaction. And I was flailing about. And I was starting to vomit with my head strapped down, which is a good way to die.
What?
And next thing I know, I'm on a crash cart. I'm also being belligerent because it gives you the urge that your bowels are emptying, everything. And so I'm trying to get up to go to the bathroom, but I'm on a crash cart. And they get me to the emergency room, and the last words I hear are, we can't find his pulse.
And then he died?
Whoa.
Being able to hear that's crazy. We can't find his pulse.
I swear I have one.
I hear you. I hear you. It's right here. I found it.
Dude.
It had shut down my circulation, so I wasn't moving enough blood. And they got me. They injected me or something, and I woke up. My dad was standing over me. My dad had not been with me at the hospital, so I don't know how long I was down. So that was my near-death experience. But I'll tell you this, probably even more scary was when I went in for my prostatectomy, And I've been put under a number of times for shoulder, knee, but different surgeries. The old 50, let's go peek inside. You don't want to know. Yeah, well, it's a whole, they send a whole caravan of explorers up in there with flashlights and sheep, and they just kind of look around. That's not pleasant, but you kind of go under for that. I've been under a number of times. This time, I was going to be under for a prolonged period, so they used a more aggressive form of sedation. I don't know what it was. They told me that. As they put me under, and they're talking to me. There was no counting. I'm staring at the lights in the hospital surgical suite, and it's like the whole world folded in on me and turned black. It was like the whole room just shrunk in and rushed at me. Turned black. I thought I died. I was genuinely surprised when I woke up. I thought I died. And then I almost died in recovery for my surgery. I stopped breathing. So I'm just blessed to be here.
That makes my MIC sound very not scary at all.
Another scary thing with my health was when I had my eye surgeries, they actually went in and carved out my sockets, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so they carved out bone, broke my sinus ceiling, and you would start bleeding behind your eye. And I went full horned frog. And,
nice.
And blood shot out of my left eye about 3 feet straight out.
Oh my God, dude, that gives me so much anxiety.
Yeah.
Let's see the gross half of your face so I can get out of here.
Oh,
yeah,
that's cool.
It was so gross, but it felt so good. It felt like the world's largest zit popping because the pressure release was amazing.
Oh, God. If I'd have known that was your story, I thought scary moments were like, haha, laugh it off scary. That's how I thought we were going with this.
That's all I got.
Now let's go eat at one of our sponsors.
How's that to end the podcast? I feel like we need another question. If you could change K-State's color to anything, what would it be?
My favorite color's purple. I like purple. I like purple. My favorite color's purple. I like purple. I like purple. Colors, colors. What's your favorite color? Colors, colors. What's your favorite color?
Blue and red. I'm kidding.
Green.
Green?
Teal.
Teal? I'd probably pick I'd pick the Panthers colors. Kind of
interesting.
Columbia, brighter blue with black.
Actually, I'd go 90s teal, purple, and pink together. Like, it looks like they came straight out of the 90s.
The Fighting Tom Asberries of Kansas State. Yep. Is that your mascot? No, that's actually Tom Asbury. He is a mascot. He just stands there. Who's the guy in the neck brace? He's not relevant anymore.
You've been listening to the Power Cat Overtime Podcast, presented by Fridge Wholesale Liquor. Power Cat Podcast. All rights reserved. GoPowerCat.com and Spirit Street Publishing.
This is Sandra Herrera from Attacking Third, a podcast part of the CBS Sports Golazo Network dedicated to all things women's soccer. With the NWSL expanding to 14 teams, the 2024 season promises to be bigger and better than ever, and Attacking Third will be along for the ride from start to finish. Before that, though, we'll be all over the CONCACAF W Gold Cup, where the U.S. women's national team is looking to clinch silverware on home soil. We'll also be keeping tabs on the winter transfer window, the Women's Super League, the UEFA Women's Champions League, and elsewhere. Coming to you multiple times a week with game previews, recaps, analysis, breaking news, exclusive interviews, and more. Attacking Third is your one-stop shop for the best coverage of the women's game. Download, follow on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere podcasts are found. Make sure you subscribe to Attacking Third.